Governments want you to believe they are protecting your financial future. They promise stability, growth, opportunity, security. But what if I told you that for thousands of years, governments have used the same financial tricks to quietly keep ordinary people poor while wealth and power flow upward? This isn't conspiracy, it's history. And once you see the pattern, you'll never look at money the same way again. Again and again, governments claim they are working for your financial freedom. But history tells a far darker story. Across centuries and civilizations, states have relied on hidden financial tactics to keep the majority struggling while consolidating wealth at the top. And the most disturbing truth is this: these tricks are not new. They've been recycled for centuries, rebranded, renamed, repackaged, but always serving the same purpose: to move wealth upward and keep the population dependent. The oldest and simplest trick of all is inflation. When a government spends more than it can collect in taxes, it faces a choice. It can be honest and raise taxes openly, risking anger, protests, and political collapse. Or it can quietly reduce the value of money itself. Ancient Rome chose the second option. In the 3rd century AD, Roman emperors struggling to fund endless wars began reducing the silver content of the denarius. What was once nearly pure silver slowly became copper, coated with a thin layer of silver to preserve the illusion. Officially, nothing had changed. In reality, everything had. Prices rose, savings evaporated, wages failed to keep up. It was a silent tax one no citizen ever voted for. Rome didn't announce inflation, it used it, and that method never disappeared. Only the tools changed. In the Middle Ages, the trick evolved. Kings across England, France, and Spain demanded loans from wealthy merchants and guilds. These were not voluntary. Refusal meant fines, asset seizures, or prison. Repayment, when it happened, came later in devalued currency. The crown financed wars and palaces. Merchants lost capital. Coercion was disguised as duty. It worked for centuries. By the 17th century, the system itself became the weapon. When Britain created the Bank of England in 1694, it wasn't charity, it was war finance. The government needed money to fight France. Wealthy investors bought government bonds and received guaranteed interest. That interest was funded by taxes. And who paid those taxes? Ordinary people, through duties on salt, beer, cloth, and daily necessities. The wealthy earned risk-free returns. The poor funded them. This was wealth transfer disguised as national finance, and the pattern still exists today. Fast forward to the modern world. Governments run massive deficits, issuing bonds bought by banks, investors, and foreign powers. Politicians sell this as funding for jobs, infrastructure, and social good. But much of the money flows upward into military contracts, corporate subsidies, and financial bailouts. When repayment comes, spending at the top rarely shrinks. Instead, taxes rise, currencies weaken, social services are cut. The debt looks like it serves the people, the burden lands on them. Then came 2008. Banks took reckless risks. The system collapsed. Who paid? Taxpayers. Trillions were used to rescue institutions labeled too big to fail. The result was simple. Losses were socialized. Profits were privatized. The banks survived bigger and more powerful than ever, while the public was told it was necessary to save the system. The real trick became clearer. Money creation saved the system for those at the top, while quietly fueling inflation for everyone else. Instead of raising taxes openly, governments extract wealth through stealth taxation, sales taxes, fuel duties, service fees, and above all, inflation. When prices rise faster than wages, the gap is a hidden tax on your life. Your salary may rise on paper, but if costs rise faster, you are losing wealth. This is not a flaw, it is the system. Then there's regulatory capture. Regulations are sold as protection, but powerful industries often end up controlling the regulators. Themselves, railroads, oil, finance, tech, it's easier to control the referee than to win the game. The public sees safety. Insiders see profit. War finance follows the same pattern. War bonds in World War I and II, debt-funded wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Wars are sold as temporary emergencies. The financial burden lasts generations. And when the system grows too obvious, complexity hides it. Thousands of pages of tax law, unreadable budgets, financial products no one understands. Complexity becomes camouflage. History is clear. When Rome debased its currency, citizens suffered. When monarchs forced loans, merchants lost fortunes. When modern states inflate and borrow, households pay. Different eras, same mechanism. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people never escape these traps because they don't realize they're being used. Inflation feels normal, taxes feel unavoidable. Bailouts feel merciful. Ignorance is the most powerful trick of all. So what should you take away? First, always look beyond the headline. Ask who benefits first. Second, build wealth outside fragile systems, assets that survive currency decay. Third, never assume the system works for you just because it says it does. Systems exist to protect themselves, not you. History may not repeat word for word, but if you don't understand it, it will crush you just the same. The financial tricks that kept Roman citizens poor are the same ones draining bank accounts today, only disguised in modern language. The only difference is whether you recognize them in time. If this changed how you see money, subscribe. History has the answers, and I'll show you where to look.